We move on to big idea number 4. Kansas City will hold a World Symposium on animal health.
We have the largest concentration of animal health interests, public, private, commercial research in the world between Manhattan and Columbia and St. Joe, with Kansas City as the hub. It is our time to get it right and to now take this Big Five to make what is good in our region even better. We own the category as the world's leader in the animal health market and the brand as the animal health corridor. Rarely do you find that opportunity in a community, let alone globally.
You headed Sprint, then you were heading the University of Missouri university system. How did you get roped into this championing of animal health?
It was one of the combinations of raising my hand and at the same time, the opportunity to work with the community on something very important. So I was asked, but I also volunteered. So a great opportunity.
It is the place for animal health. KC's Animal Health Corridor. Welcoming the best of the best. Major companies, universities, and a large list of talented service providers and suppliers. 1/3 of the global animal health industry. More than 13,000 people employed. Over 220 companies and growing, including 70 global headquarters. The largest single concentration of animal health interests in the world. Kansas City Animal Health Corridor.
Joining us now to update us on this Big Five idea is Bob Marcus, the President and CEO of the Kansas City Area Development Council. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Marcus. This is probably the most narrowly defined of all of the Big Five ideas, holding this World Symposium on animal health. Has the date been set, first of all?
Our target date is mid-2014. If you think about what we're talking about here for the Big Five, every one of these, with this exception, can be pretty well controlled by what happens within Kansas City. It is up to Kansas Cityans to make it happen. This initiative is a little bit different because we have to invite the world to come to Kansas City. And the world has to say there is sufficient reason for us to do so. That's a big challenge. And so what we are doing now is very thoughtfully and carefully working through that challenge. What we don't want to do is throw a party and have nobody come. So the party has got to be the right party. We've asked outside third-party consultants who are experts in the business of building world-class symposia to help us by going out to the animal health community around the world and asking the right questions. What topics are you interested in? When would you like to meet? What would you like to talk about? Would you come to Kansas City? What are the price points that make this make sense for you? So we're in the middle of all that right now, Nick. We're optimistic, but like many of my colleagues at the table here, we're not quite ready to unveil our final thoughts and plans.
Now, Kansas City already hosts quite large animal health conventions currently. And some of those have international players who come into town to do that. How would the scale of this be different?
Well, you're absolutely right. Last August, we hosted the 8th homecoming event, as we call it. We had 800 attendees in the audience. We had 187 companies, animal health companies, represented in that particular room. And this event has just gotten bigger and bigger. The next day, we hosted the 4th Investment Forum. For 4 years in a row now, we have invited small, emerging entrepreneurial companies from around the world to come to Kansas City and to pitch their company in front of an audience of venture capitalists or investors from the major pharmaceutical companies. And in that 4-year period of time, we've helped to raise over $60 million that has gone in and it has been invested in these entrepreneurial firms. So we're working with big business, we're working with the emerging entrepreneurs, and that has all been going on. What we hope to do is take all of this great foundation and take it to another level. We believe that the topic that is really going to resonate has to do with innovation.
So you've chosen the date, but you haven't invited the people yet?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Have you chosen a venue?
We have not chosen the venue.
Okay. So what would happen?
Other than Kansas City. We know it'll
other
be
than
there.
Kansas City, okay, alrighty.
So I don't want you to worry, Nick. It will be in Kansas City.
But it's definitely going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, let's be careful how we answer that.
Okay.
Remember what we said. We've asked folks who do this for a living to go out and assess the opportunities that are available to us, and to do it on a commercial basis. Simply because we say we're going to have this big event doesn't mean it will happen unless we have people that come to the event. So we have to make this thing work. We have to craft it carefully. So I'm very optimistic that it's going to happen, but I'm not going to guarantee you that the sun will come up tomorrow, Nick. I'm very optimistic, yes, but I won't guarantee it.
But the dream of doing this, though, and the goal, if all of these people were to come, is what for Kansas City? How would we benefit as a community if this were to happen?
That's an excellent point, because the end game is not simply to hold a world symposium on animal health. The end game is to further grow the regional economy of Kansas City in an area where we have preeminence. About a third of what happens in the world in animal health can be traced back to Kansas City. So we want to build on our strengths. We want to take that third and turn it to 40% or 50%.
Yeah, and most people, and we talked about Dr. James when we were talking about the life sciences, and I said most people in the general public have really very little understanding what's happening in the life science area, and he can talk about all the cranes and everything that's happening. We have very limited knowledge if you're not in that area. And we can say about how many fabulous scientists and all the great things that are happening. The general public has low recognition. And similarly in animal health, we would be surprised to learn that we have 30%, did you say, or a third of all of the animal health concentration of companies in the world that are based here. I think most members of the general public are going to be quite surprised at that.
Well, think about this. If you had a healthy meal today, maybe for breakfast you had bacon and eggs. That food was brought to you safely because the U.S. food supply, the food chain, has been protected by companies that produce vaccines that keep our swine and our poultry and our cattle healthy, and companies that produce antibiotics if the animals do get sick. So this is a big business. Protecting the American food chain and the food supply is really what this is all about. And then if you have a pet, if you've got a dog or a cat, and you've got a collar on that animal, a companion animal, that was probably made here in Kansas City. So this business that most people don't know much about is something that they truly experience every single day.
Bob Marcus, we very much appreciate you updating us on this area and adding to recognition of this area.